Well, I've been using this stick for a while now, guys, and I'm starting to scare people.
What am I doing out there? Tone it down. Blame it on this stick. This stick's redonkulous. Has nothing to do with me. Okay, well, maybe it does. But still, at the end of the day, everybody chirping and whining when they're making sticks like this right now, this guy needs to calm down and tone it down.
All right, guys, so I played a lot of games with the FT5 Pro, but the problem was I was injured and had a shoulder injury, so really didn't have a lot of highlights after getting kind of hit blindside a couple weeks ago. So I'm slowly recovering and actually getting my shot power and stuff back, which is nice. So I really got a chance to actually test this stick, and overall I'm really impressed. And I really like just the overall feel and the upgrades that they had. So after all the ice times, the durability is much better than the FT4, which is probably what they were trying to go for, which I'll get into in the full review. So let's jump into that, and I'll go over where this stick currently sits for me and why I think you should pick it up.
What's going on, guys? Justin, aka Boomer Beer League Bum Hockey Reviews, and I picked myself up an FT5 Pro, and I gotta say my overall impressions are really good with this stick, and I think they made the right improvements. So this is why CCM's stick release schedule is so important, is other companies are keeping their sticks on the market for 24 months, and every stick has an issue, and CCM is constantly bringing something new to the forefront and trying to fix issues as their generations progress. So the lineage of the FT5 Pro, going back to the FT3 Pro, which was a real jump in technology and jump in performance, that was one of the best shooting sticks of all time, but it had some of the worst durability issues of any stick ever. I literally went through FT3 Pros. We're talking about weeks here, games even. It was an amazing stick, but it had some issues. So my overall impressions with the FT4 Pro were that they kept the general feel, weight, and balance and shot power of the FT3, just slightly dialed it back a little bit so the durability improved. However, the FT4 for a top-end stick that was $359 Canadian was not ideal in terms of durability. A lot of people were upset. Love the stick, but again, lasting mere months, only weeks, etc. So now we've got the FT5, and this is why CCM in only, I think it was 18 or something months from FT3 Pro to the FT5, and I think we now have a true winner. So the overall impressions of this stick are it still has an amazing shot, amazing release, great feel and balance, but now the durability is up just a little bit, and you can tell because it's slightly heavier. So just adding a little bit of weight, they aren't pushing the limits here anymore. The FT3 was the lightest one. Now you got the FT5, which is just sub 400 grams, now more durable, but maintaining that high-end shot power, that high-end release, and that high-end balance. So let's get into the individual ratings of each and how each one performs, and I'll give you the final rankings and where it sits on my stick tier list. The FT5 continues to bring out the 5 out of 5 shot power, just like any other hybrid stick from the FT line all the way back to the FT3 Pro, and it still has that high-end shot power. It is slightly dialed back from an FT4 and an FT3, but only noticeable because I've always used the jet speeds. But this stick still, with its slight dial back, is still a best shooting stick on the market, and right up there with the FT4 and the Alpha LX Pro. This, I think, just slightly dialed back, will be noticed to anybody that's a huge jet speed fan, but in terms of overall with the market, it's still a 5 out of 5. The FT5 Pro is a shooter stick, and on those couple pieces that I threw in there of videos, it does have some of the best release, and I absolutely love how smooth it is. It is a little bit stiffer in the hosel this time. I think they had to do that by adding materials. You're not going to have, again, that crazy FT3 style of power and release. It's all going to be dialed back just a little bit, but its release is still a 5 out of 5 as well. And the amount of torque you can get and the flex with the hybrid kick point is just excellent. So 397 grams. It's definitely still sub 400, and of course, a lot of people still cut it down. You know, I take, I think around that much off of CCMs as they are a bit tall. You can see that would come up to here on me. So in terms of weight, it's still sub 400, but I think CCM is going to stick around this 400 and just under range moving forward with their sticks. I think they realize that the durability is compromised when they drop too much. Look at the Trigger 6 Pro. It's come now back up as well because the Trigger 5 had major durability issues. I think CCM is going to nail it here moving forward in terms of that. So in terms of feel, weight, and balance, you're still up there with the 4 out of 5, but of course you cannot have that full-on 5 out of 5 and be a 375 gram stick with shock power and with durability. So this is where the FT5 is going to sacrifice, and that's fine because this is a perfect weight for everybody. You don't need to have it at 375, and of course you cannot have it at 430 at a $399 stick. So the feel, weight, and balance is still excellent, but it's a 4 out of 5. All right, and finally we have durability, and as soon as I put this on the scale when I got it, and of course picked it up in the store, and I actually had an FT4 with me as well on the racks, I was just testing it out, I knew right away what CCM was trying to go for. They probably had a lot of warranty returns the last couple of years on their last 2 gens of the jet speeds, and they were probably like, we need to solve this issue, but still keep what the jet speed is known for. And I think that's exactly what they did. So this is definitely a more durable stick, but again, it's still top end. It still has its chips, it still has its cosmetic issues, and it's not gonna last forever, guys. I don't know anybody who thinks that a top end stick like this is gonna last an entire season. You are definitely smoking some good stuff if you do believe that. So the top end sticks are built for performance, but they're trying to find a way to get just enough durability that you're not breaking these things 2 days after warranty. So I've been impressed with the durability. I've played about 10 or so games. FT4s, FT3s, they'd be toast by now. So this is definitely improved in the durability section. So kudos to CCM. And I think people will be happy going with this stick, realizing it's a little bit heavier, but getting that performance and of course the jet speed shot power. So overall, guys, a win from CCM. You know, you got your 17.5 out of 20. And it's just sitting below the Alpha LX Pro, and that only has a higher score because overall the stick just had slightly better ratings in terms of durability and feel because it's lighter. Its shot power, I think, is a little bit dialed back from the jet speed. So this is going to be my gamer here moving forward, but of course the new Nexus Sync should be releasing anytime, and I will get that and compare it. Being a mid-kick stick, going to probably have similar feel. And the True Hazardous and the Warrior QR5 Pro are all sticks that are out right now. So that top ranking of my tier list that I'm going to put up on the screen right now will probably have some changes in the top end stick category. So looking forward to that, guys. Thanks for watching. FT5 Pro, Boomer's new gamer. Have a good one.
Hey guys, just as I finish up, this is actually my new stick tier list that I'll be putting on all the stick videos so you can have a look at it and run through where maybe a stick is that you're looking at or something about it that kind of brings a little bit of a characteristic. I've thrown that on the side now and then made some stick rankings so you know where it kind of falls. There's definitely some different tiers of these. You've got 3 different levels. I've touched on it in another video before, so I would avoid really anything that's in the bottom tier. Other than that, guys, new video coming next week, more sticks.